You know, Paula, we've seen those ads about backing up your computer, okay? Sure. I'm personally a little ticked off about some of the backup services. I am, and we're going to get into that.
They work very well?
Yeah, or if they do work, they're not true backups.
So they're supposed to keep your pictures, your video, everything on your computer. But we met a Colorado man who designed a backup system that not only stores your pictures and video, but also software. Ken Clark shows us how it works.
We trust it with so much.
All my work stuff.
Family photos and bills. Then, out of nowhere,
I lost my documents, when it crashed.
Well, what then?
Well, I just take it to a different support person and have somebody else help me out with it.
Sure, like the Geek Squad. Or better yet, how about this man, Rosh Young? His home PC would need to be rebuilt about every 3 to 6 months, and it took a long time. So his inner techie wanted to know why. Why do I have to reload Windows into the same computer for the 5th time? Why?
And I looked at the technology that was used, and I came to the conclusion. I said, there's got to be a better way.
There is, and he created it. This is Hybir. It's the next generation of online backups, and it will back up pictures, iTunes, documents.
Even more than that, because you really need to back up your operating system, all your settings and configurations.
Your bookmarks, your emails, your settings, everything that makes your computer yours. In computer talk, it's called an image backup. So when you get the dreaded blue screen,
it's really easy. And all you really need to do is put in the recovery CD, which you can download and burn. So if you haven't done it before your problem, you'd need to go to another computer and download it. And you get a CD and you throw it in there and you boot to the CD.
And Hybir finds and repairs only the data that is corrupt.
Well, if your registry is corrupt, which is a pretty common thing, it'll just replace those registry files or DLLs. And those are oftentimes really hard to solve for even a computer expert, and they'll often punt. They'll just say, you know what, you need to reinstall Windows and we need to start over.
Which would wipe out everything that makes your personal computer personal, yours. His product is a game changer. In a meeting with a huge computer maker in front of the entire engineering department, the director stood up and asked him directly.
He's like, do you know how many people are working on this problem? Do you know how many companies are working on this problem? It's like, you walk in here and you solve the problem.
Let's recap that. First of all, you can try it for yourself. There's a link to Hybir on our website, martino.tv. Use the promo code FOX and receive 7 months free?
It's 6 months.
Okay.
But if you want 7 months, I'll give you 7 months.
No, but 6 months free. That's crazy you're doing that for us.
Yeah.
That's very cool. Thank you. So 6 months free.
Yeah.
All right. Go to martino.tv, use the promo code FOX, and you will get free backup for 6 months. Rosh Young, Craig Ross with the company. Rosh, you designed this. And the reason I say that, guys, it's not a resale. Many people resell and private label backup systems that live somewhere else. Yeah. This is truly your system.
Yeah. Yeah, we started building it 4 years ago was the prototype.
And what's different about it?
The big difference about it is we back up the whole computer. And we have some really interesting technology that allows us to back up common files without actually sending them. So
I don't understand. Doesn't everyone back up the whole computer? They let you believe that.
Yeah, a lot of the advertising out there makes you think that you're backing up the whole thing, but really what they're doing is they're backing up a small selection of files and folders. And there's some value in that.
Sure there is. Better than nothing.
Yeah, you get your photos and your documents, but there's two big problems with that. One is there's a ton of files on your computer, and all of them are important.
So is it a real mirror, then, of your computer?
It is. It's a full backup of your entire computer, and we actually store the data twice. So a lot of the consumer backup systems, they don't back up. They store one copy, and they think that's good enough. And then, but what we do is we store multiple copies of the data of each person, each full backup. We store multiple copies in case there's a problem in the data center. Right?
Now, Craig, what do you do for operations?
Operations and sales
and what brought you to this, and why do you love it so much? Because you said, hey, those other backups don't come close to us.
Well, I happen to be related to Rosh, so
okay, that helps.
He's my brother-in-law, and the idea was just, perfect storm. The technology was needed, and we found a niche, and
But here's the thing, a lot of people don't know it's needed. That's the problem. They don't know they need your system. They don't know it's different.
Yeah, because you get the files, you get these, the pitches from the companies and say, back up all your important data, all your important files, all your data. They use these terms that are kind of misleading where you think you're backing up your computer, and then when there's a problem, you don't have a way of restoring it. You have to bring it somewhere.
How do you restore yours?
You put in a recovery CD, and you type in your user ID and password, and you select when you want to go back to.
Can I just restore a few files, or do I have to do
Absolutely.
them all?
You can restore from within Windows. You can roll back and say, my computer was working better yesterday before I installed a piece of software and something broke, and I want to go back to that. And it'll actually just pull the data that's changed. And another interesting feature is that if you've, say, updated your resume or something like that, we actually save that file off. So, because oftentimes one of the dilemmas is, I just backed up my computer.
Right.
And I actually backed it up last night, and this morning I did a bunch of edits on something. I don't want to lose that. And so what we do is we save that file, a copy of that file off in the same location.
All right. So. Everything's automatic, by the way, right?
Yep.
Okay, so go to martino.tv. Look for this free trial. And what is your website, by the way?
It's www.hybir.com.
All right. We have more coming up from more inventors right after the break.